Hey everyone, and good morning. I promised you that I'd be working hard on the blog post about working for free, and I actually just finished it, and I thought I would pop live in the group and put a little video in here on the kind of things that I talk about in the blog post, because this is really important to me to sort of discuss with you for a number of different reasons. So there's at the moment this huge debate going on about whether you should or shouldn't be working for free. So, you know, to me, this isn't a black and white decision. This is a decision that you need to make for yourself. So, first of all, there are enough people out there that will say, you know, I, point blank, never ever will work for free for somebody else. If you don't pay me for it, I will not work, which is fine. If that's the choice that you're making, then good on you. You will find another way to get your first clients to trust you. You may have to work harder and longer at it, but it will also work. However, if you have decided that you are going to be offering your services up for free, then you need to get real about a few different points, because as we discussed in the group kind of yesterday or the day before, it's not actually that easy to go and even find people to work with for free. So you think, right, I'm just going to say, hey everybody, I'm available to work for free and people will come to you. That's not always how it happens. So yeah, let's get real with the reality of working for free. I find one of two things happens if people have decided that they're going to be offering themselves out. Oh, hi Jim, nice to see you. It's usually either somebody gets in touch with you, you offer to do some work for them for free, and then after you've done the free work, they never ever come back. Yeah, that's kind of the first thing. Or the second thing that happens, you offer yourself up for free and actually absolutely nobody gets in touch. And if that happens, it leaves you feeling quite deflated, because you think, right, I'm offering to put my knowledge and skills out there and I'm offering to do it for free, but nobody even wants it. Nobody wants me, my services and what I have to offer, not even for free. How does that leave you feel, right? It makes you feel like a right idiot, to be honest, because you're thinking, right, if nobody wants me for free, who would even want to pay me? But I think we need to look at the why. So when you put yourself out there and say, hey, I'm happy to work for you for free, why is this happening? Why are people either using and abusing your offer and then, you know, not actually ever seriously consider to work with you? Or why does nobody even get back to you? And I find it's usually to do with your mindset when you first decide that now it's time, you know, to get your first clients any which way. And I find if you start from a mindset that's kind of based around scarcity or desperation, that starts reflecting in all of your messages, right? Because how we feel influences how we communicate with people. So today the weather's a little bit cloudy, I'm feeling a little bit tired, so maybe I'm not quite as energetic as I would be on a bright sunny day where I've had a really good sleep. Hi Catherine. So basically how you feel and what's going on in your head and your thoughts, they're going to influence how you speak to people. So if you feel, you know, like you're upset about the fact that you haven't got clients, you're feeling frustrated because you're putting a lot of effort into getting people to come and work with you and it's not working, and you're a bit desperate because you really want to quit your job, or because you have quit your job and you actually need to make money, these kind of things start influencing how you communicate, even if it's just posts in Facebook group, okay? People can smell desperation a mile away. If I got you to go out now and go into the different Facebook groups that you're in and look for people that are desperate for work, you will find them. And you really, oh, hi. And you really realize that because the people will go, oh yeah, look at me, work with me, you know, I'll do it for free, you know, just pick me. And then the problem is that when these people actually start working with you, they haven't got a genuine interest in working with you. The only reason they are working with you is because they want to use you, because you're being obviously desperate. And yeah, it doesn't lead to the result that you want to have. So be very aware that the kind of place that you act from in your head is going to influence the results that you're going to get. So how not to do it? So how are you not going to offer yourself up to work for free? Try as much as possible to first of all think about, why are you considering to work for somebody else without charging them any money? What is your overall aim? Why is this important to you? What is it going to get you? You know, you need to be clear on, from what perspective am I making that decision? Once you've done that, you then need to look at, right, how do I convey that message to other people? And there's a quick way not to do it. The quick way not to do it is to just go into any old Facebook group and shout as loud as you can, "Hi, look at me, I'm new, I don't know what I'm doing, I'll work for you for free." It usually has the consequence that people will either use you or not want to work with you at all, because they think you have so little knowledge, so little experience, that you're actually just going to be wasting their time. So if we're not doing that, then what are we doing when we offer ourselves up to work for free? What you want to do instead is you want to picture your ideal client. So ideally, by this point in your business, you should have done some work around who your ideal client is, because when you think of your services, your packages, your prices, you need to know who you're actually working for. So think about that ideal client. Who are they? If your ideal client is creative entrepreneurs, so, you know, branding experts, designers, whatever, why would you offer yourself out to work for free to anyone that is not your ideal client? Working for an attorney and doing some work for them and getting a testimonial is not the same as working for somebody that's a high-end graphic designer and getting a testimonial from them. The work will be completely different, their personality will be different, the way they treat you will be different, and you will not actually get the right experiences for yourself, and you will also not get a testimonial that really reflects what you can do for the creative entrepreneur, because you worked with any old person. So you need to be as picky when you are selecting people to work for free as you would be when you are deciding who to accept to be your client. Okay, because this person joins your client family like any other person that will pay you to do work for them. You will give them the same respect, you will give them the same time of day, you know, you will treat them as if you would any other client that you have, whether they pay you or not. This isn't like a two-class game, you know. If you're taking them on for free, then they should get the full shebang and they shouldn't be paying for it, you know. So the first thing is to be really picky, to be really clear on your ideal client and who you want to be working with. The second thing that you really need to think about is, why do we hire people? When I hire somebody to join my team, I look for people that I already have a personal connection with. So it could be somebody that I've been in a Facebook group with and I've seen them on and off and they've interacted with me, or maybe I've gotten to know them personally over a period of time and I know that they're nice, I can trust them. I will always hire people to work for me and with me that I already have a personal relationship with. When you're starting out, it's that personal relationship that you haven't got. So you need to invest some time in actually building up those relationships. And I don't mean going into one Facebook group at 8 and posting #sharing my win. I'm so amazing. Come and look at me. I mean just having normal conversations with people. So if your target market is creative entrepreneurs, where do they hang out? Are they on Instagram? If they're on Instagram, you need to be on Instagram. If they're in a specific Facebook group for creative entrepreneurs, then you need to be in that Facebook group. You need to be interacting with them and actually getting to know them. Who are they? What do they do in their business? What services do they offer? What's their style? Who do they admire? You know, have conversations with them. Don't even bother about mentioning your service or how you can help them or whatever. Just focus on them as an individual and treat them as an individual. Get to know them. Ask them questions. If they post in groups, reply to it. You know, if they share their wins, say, "Oh, wow, well done. You know, this is really impressive how you're doing that," and blah, blah, blah. Just be nice. Get them to remember your name. Get them to remember your profile picture. It goes a long way because that interaction is the first step of connecting you. And then over time, and this doesn't have to be a lot of time or a long time, over time you will recognize those people and those people will recognize you. And that's a good time for you to go and approach that person, or approach 3 or 4 different people that you're kind of admiring by this point. They're your bang on ideal clients. They actually have money to pay you if they wanted to. They have the kind of work that you want to be doing, okay? If you want to be focusing on CRMs and automation and whatnot, then a designer is maybe not a good person to work with, because they will have only very limited, customer interaction as a high-end designer, because they have, 2 clients in a month. Whereas if you work with a design agency that has hundreds of clients, then your focus of CRM and automation can actually, is actually in the right place. So you need to be thinking about, what do I want to be doing? Who do I want to be doing it with? When you have those personal connections and you actually message people directly, or you comment on their posts directly, offering to help them, the response that you're going to get is going to be 1 million times better. So imagine there's this designer, and for like 2 months, alongside every day, you've built up this little relationship with them, and now you're actually sending them a direct message, and all you're saying is, "Hi so-and-so, I have been admiring your work for the past few weeks. I really like that last project you did for this website. It is really impressive and your style is really nice. I'm starting out as a VA. I specialize in whatever it is that you specialize in." And then you say, "I would love to offer to work for you in exchange for a testimonial if you had a project or something where you think you could use my skills." Okay? So it's really important that you tell the person, you show the person that you really do understand them and their business. You're showing them that you know what your strengths and weaknesses are, so you're offering to do something for them around your strengths. You're showing them that you're in control. You're reaching out on purpose because you think that they may have an interesting project for you, and you're not using the word free. You're saying, "I'm offering to work in exchange for a testimonial." There's no need to mention the word free. All you do is you're reaching out. And you may have also noticed that I've not actually put like a time frame on it. I've not said, "Hey guys, I'll work for you for free for 1 hour." Because really with this free project, if you're sticking your lifeblood into something and you're not getting paid, you should at least make sure that you're getting satisfaction from it. You're getting knowledge from it. You get something to add to your portfolio from it. There is a benefit to you. You're getting a testimonial. So that project should be something that makes such a difference to that client that they will write you the bestest, most amazing testimonial for your website. The kind of testimonial you want is, "I have been struggling with automating XYZ part of my business for the last year because I do not understand the technology involved. I worked with so-and-so and she helped me to make this project that I've been, procrastinating on for 2 years a reality." Boom. That is your testimonial, not "So-and-so is a nice person and did this task for me really quickly." I have those testimonials too from, when I first started, and actually they're totally useless. I may as well not put them anywhere. Actually, I think I have taken them off most places of my site because they're pointless. So you need to make sure that the kind of work you do for someone is actually something that's going to make a big enough difference for them to recommend you to other people, for them to hire you again, for you to show your expertise. And if what you're going to be doing is scheduling my social media posts for the next blog post, I'm going to say, "Oh, you were very nice. You did schedule the social media posts for my blog post. Thank you." But what else am I going to say? I can do that myself. So this is not something that's like, it hasn't made the biggest difference on earth to me as an entrepreneur. So this morning I spent 3 hours, finishing my blog post, editing it, creating graphics, scheduling the social media for it. And yes, you could have taken time off my hands, but you wouldn't have made a huge difference to my business. Whereas if you come in and you would say, "Hey, I can help you to tackle this webinar thing you've been procrastinating on for ages. Or, hey, I could make some workbooks for your next course. I could make that, you know, really beautiful because I'm a graphic designer as well. I'll be like, oh yeah, that'd be great. I have a mastermind coming up and I really need the workbooks styled up. So, you know, that would take an awful lot of pressure off me. It's not a strong skill. It's not what I enjoy doing. You would help me an awful lot, and you would help me to make money because my next program would be more amazing because my materials look great. You know, they look better than what I could have done. So when you're working for free, make sure the project gives you a chance to shine, gives you a chance to make an impact to that person's business. And then you get that testimonial in return that is so great that actually, you know, it will start selling itself. Also, that person may actually recommend you to other people. So if they're well connected, because they have interacted with other people and they build personal relationships with, they will say, hey, you know, I had this lady that did some work for me for free. You might want to get in touch with her because she's really good with graphics. You know, she did this for me. And that's your free advertising that's then happening. However, this will only work if you work with the right people, your ideal clients, and they have money to pay you. If they're broke, they cannot pay you. So there's no point you work with them for free. So that's when you get into this kind of, it's almost an abuse cycle. As you say, hey, I'll help you for free. They'll say, cool, I might hire you afterwards, but they never will because they haven't got the money to pay you. So, yeah, so be picky. Only work for free for people that are your ideal clients or close enough. Make connections with those people that are really, really, really genuine. You know, you want to honestly get to know them. And then approach those connections one by one and offer something really specific to them. You might say, okay, but what if somebody comes back to me with this massive project that's going to take me 30 hours to do, and I won't be able to do that? Then that's fine. All you want to do is get that person on a call, get them to get to know you, see how awesome you are. And at the end of the call, you will say, wow, you know what? Your project, it sounds absolutely amazing. I would love to work on it, but I won't be able to do the whole thing for free. It's just too much. So how about if I start with part A, B, and C, and then you can either finish it yourself if that's what you want to do, or if you want to, I'd be happy to quote you for the rest of the project. And I can guarantee you, if you're doing a good job and you got started on it and halfway through you say, okay, right, thank you very much. I've done the bit that I was going to do for free. Here's how you can finish it. Here's all the instructions. Here's everything you're going to need. They may just turn around and they may just say, listen, I'll just pay you to finish it. If they have money and you're good, I'd say probably that's happened to me in about 70 to 80% of cases, that somebody said, hey, I'll pay you the rest. Just finish it for me because I can't be bothered to do this. I don't know how to do this. So you might actually find that free work can turn into paid work very quickly, but only if you're doing it with the right people. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to end the live video in a second. I'm going to add it to the actual blog post as well, which goes into a lot more detail on the what not to do things as well and the mindset. And then what I'll do is I'll share it into the group, and if you have really specific questions on this, or if you want to share your experiences, because that's always how we learn, it's looking back at what's happened to us and why. So if you want to share some of your recent experiences on working for free and where you think that went wrong, then you'd be really, really, really welcome to do that. I think it's a really reflective thing to do, and it will help other people as well if they read your story where you say, hey, you know what, the other day I offered myself up for free in this group and I had 3 people get back to me, and yeah, they all used my free hour, but then they didn't hire me. And now that I look at my post, I actually think I did sound a little bit desperate, like I would do anything for anyone at this point. And I think that's where I went wrong, or something like that. So all of these learning experiences, you have to just don't let it drag you down. You know, it happens, but what you need to do is you need to look at why did it happen and what can you do to stop it from happening again. So yeah, feel free to share those in the group. That's what the group is for, and it will help it will help everybody kind of along. If you want to get in touch with some people that you've been interacting with and you want us to have a look at the message that you're going to send to them, feel free to put that in the group as well. We can read it. We can say, hey, listen, this bit, maybe change it to something like that. It sounds a bit off. And then we can kind of look at it from our perspective as well. Alrighty, I hope that was helpful to you. If you have any more questions on this, put them under the video. I know some of you are working, so just put it under the video and I'll reply to them a bit later, and then I'll have the post over to you in a few minutes. Alright, that's it for me. Bye!